Arise and touch the nations. Arise and change the nations. You will rise. You will rise.
Shalom, shalom, dear light fires. This is Rianne, and the title of today is The Fix is in the Act. To fix something is to repair it. It can also mean to decide or to settle on a specific time, place, or value, and to fasten something in place to make it very firm. You have been seeking, knocking, and asking, but until now, doors stayed closed. The answers weren't in your favor, and you didn't find what you were actually looking for. Well, now it's time for a fix. It's time to decide what you want the answer to be. If you stay in the place where the answer is always no, sorry, time is up, or we don't trust you yet, you will never be able to move forward. Instead of growing, you stay stuck in positions others placed you in without transforming into the bright light Jesus actually called you to be. Think of it like pursuing a degree. Your level doesn't go up because you decide not to do anything. It goes up because you decide to put in the actual effort to learn something new, right? It's you entering into a new environment and learning a new skill. You put in the study hours and eventually passing your exams. And then now you're telling me, but I asked, I learned, I did it all. I received promises and they didn't come to pass. Well then, speak up or just stay away. The no can be a direction too. No can be a clarity too. If it doesn't treat you well, it simply means it doesn't deserve your talent nor energy. So, light fires, my dear kings and queens, who've been waiting in silence, stuck in disappointments, or dimmed by rejections, here's some feedback. The violent take it by force. Where you're at, they may not want to hear your voice, but God does, and He is gladly to let it be heard where people want to listen, where hearts are open and ready to find Him. Fixing is not always in settling with the no or not yet, but looking for what to change to receive a yes. Life never changed because we waited. It changed because we act. So, will you let others dim your light, or will you start burning that light fire inside you? The first I'm going to share with you comes out of Timothy, 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 6, that says, "That is why I would remind you to stir up, rekindle, to ember off, fan the flame off, and keep burning the gracious gift of God, the inner fire that is in you by means of the laying on of hands with those of the elders at your ordination." These are the words that were spoken to Timothy. And if you look at this Bible verse, you can also refer it back to Joseph. Joseph received a promise from God very early, but in the meantime, he needed to wait. But in prison, in captivity, he still needed to keep working faithfully. And Noah Noah received the promise of God that God would keep his family safe, but a flood would come. In the meantime, he needed to build the ark. People didn't see the promise, but he knew that the word of God was true. And to show his faith, he needed to keep acting, even if people were telling him, but why are you building an ark? We don't see what you are seeing. Still, he needed to keep his faith stirred up and know that what God promised him was true. He waited with trust, but he also worked in obedience. And David, anointed, but not yet crowned. Samuel came to David when he was a young boy. But in the meantime, he just needed to believe that the promise of becoming a king would come to pass. And he needed to stir up his faith by serving faithfully and leading faithfully and worshiping God faithfully. See it like this. If your hair is a mess, will you leave it a mess, or will you go to a barber to fix it? Or your nails need to be done? Or if you're gaining weight, what will you do to actually fix it? You will go to the gym and exercise, right? This is also what we do when we see that things are not adding up. We are going to fixing. We're fixing it. And God will eventually show you what needs to be done. So today I pray that you that is listening to this message, that you will rekindle your flame. You may have been in a position where you didn't see the answer right away. But know that God is still working behind the scenes. He's still working on that promise. But in the meantime, He also requires something from you. Fixing is not only waiting on Him and believing it will happen, but asking Him what needs to be done to fix this situation. Thank you so much for listening. For now, I wish you a blessed week. Shalom and shine a life.
Arise, arise. Arise, arise.